Okay, so now we're going to talk about accounting and finance. These terms are often used interchangeably, but we're talking about two completely different things, as I'm going to show you. Accounting and finance. Now, when I was doing my MBA, my finance professor came into the room and he asked us, what's the difference between accounting and finance? Well, nobody really had a good answer for him. He went over to the board and he drew $1 on the board. And he said, in accounting, this is $1. In finance, this is $1. Now, he was a funny guy, and we all chuckled. But over the years, as I've considered that and I've pondered it, I start to realize, wow, it's really true. There's actually a lot in that. Accounting, as we're about to see from the accounting equation, accounting deals with the tracking of money. Where did money go? How has it been used, right? If you write that you've got $5 in accounting, you've got $5. Finance is really in the actual usage of money that you have. You see, in accounting, you can have negative $1 million. In accounting, you just minus 1 million, and there you go, negative $1 million. You see, I can't, as a person, actually have negative money in my pocket. The lowest amount of money I can have in my pocket is nothing. I can't have less than nothing. If I had negative $1 in my pocket and I put $1 in my pocket, by definition, that dollar would just disappear, right? And that, as we know, doesn't happen. And here's the great thing. Accounting-wise, I can actually owe $1 million, God forbid. But I can actually owe $1 million and yet still be walking around with $100 in my pocket, right? In accounting, what am I worth? I'm worth negative $1 million minus the 100 I've got in my pocket, right? But in terms of finance, I've got $100, right? This is the basic difference. Let me show you that academically. We're going to go to what we call the accounting equation. The accounting equation is the basic equation that defines all of accounting. And this accounting is assets equal liabilities plus equity. Assets equal liabilities plus equity. That's it. Now, what this really refers to is shown on what we call the balance sheet. The balance sheet is one of the 4 financial statements, and we're going to start there. Most people do. Because this is the manifestation of the accounting equation. Traditionally, the balance sheet was done with 2 sides, right? You had the left-hand side, assets, and on the right-hand side, you'd have liabilities and equity. Now, if you go Google a company and you look at their financial statements and you look at their balance sheet, a lot of times today, that's not the way it's done. They're going to do the straight line format, or what's called the common format. Okay? They're going to have assets, liabilities, equity. But traditionally, this was left and right. And when you're an accounting student, you actually start that way, because it's important for us to see that left and right, because that left and right, it has other implications for us. So what we have is the left-hand side, the assets equal the liabilities, what I owe, and the equity, what I own. So think of it this way. Assets, what I have. Liabilities, what I owe. And equity, what I own. Now at first you think, wait a second, how does what I have equal what I owe plus what I own? Let me explain this and make it a little bit easier. I have a car, okay? I have a car. You go out to the parking lot out here, you'll see my car parked in the parking lot. I have that car. Now that car is worth $50,000. So I have a $50,000 car, right? But I haven't paid the full $50,000 on that car yet, right? I have a loan for that car, and I've paid some of that car. In fact, I've paid $30,000 of that car. Now, I don't just drive around the $30,000 part. I have the whole car, top to bottom, right? So I have a car. I own equity, $30,000 of it. So where's the other $20,000? It's in my liabilities. It's what I owe. So I have a $50,000 car. I owe 20, I own 30, that's 50. 50 equals 50. Assets equal liabilities and equity. That is the accounting equation. Okay?